AI art is blowing up on Etsy right now, and most people don't even realize it. There are sellers making 6 figures a year selling AI art as digital downloads on Etsy, and even Etsy themselves has predicted that wall art is going to rise by over 100% in the next few months. But I get it, it can feel overwhelming to get started, so in this video, I want to answer your questions directly. This is an Etsy AI art sellers QA, and I've never seen these questions, so we're about to cover them live for the first time. So who knows what we're going to get today, but I love doing these, and if you have any questions whatsoever, leave them as a comment below this video, and I'll get to them in the next Q&A. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get into it. So let's go ahead and kick this thing off. We have our first question from Caesar. You are such a good teacher. I really enjoy all your videos. You have such helpful tips. Oh, well, thank you so much for that, sir. It seriously makes my day to hear that this resonated with you, so thank you. Next up from Jackie Boy. Thank you for sharing this golden content. Thanks again, and have a wonderful day you deserve. Holy moly, thank you, sir. I feel like I'm getting pranked here. This is starting off too nice. Babbo Mike, do you use ChatGPT image generator? I like it more. Thank you, Babbo. I do for certain things. There's a really great video coming soon on PNG and clip art designs, and I think you'll really like that. The new ChatGPT absolutely crushes for designs like that, so stay tuned for that video. Next up from Dashi. Will there ever be a video mockup AI generator? That is a great question. I think we're close. It's really just a matter of sort of mapping the smart objects. Because even if you have a great video, you need to get it working in Photoshop, so that's kind of half the battle. Luckily, there are people who spend a ton of time creating these, and they actually post their mockups on Etsy, and usually you can get them for $5 or less. And honestly, one great video mockup can go a long way, so that's usually my favorite place to start. Next up from Shabby. People should construct their own prompts. It is often frustrating, but ultimately rewarding. It can take me several days to get the image I want, but at the same time, I am making other images. I do not yet have an online shop, but I am making what I believe are unique designs. Well, thank you for sharing. We got 6 upvotes on this one. Really appreciate the update on that one. Thank you, Shabby. Then we got Nito. Right. The results are so much better and often way more unique. So I'm completely with you on this. In my community and with all the prompt drops I share, I try to sort of share the foundation and the fundamentals and then allow you to take them and run with them. For example, rule of thirds or leading lines, different concepts that you could apply to any different type of subject versus just copying prompts one for one. That's what I designed in Promptsmith Studio, which is the custom GPT that you can use to create prompts. It's totally free. And the last thing I'd say on this is including an artist reference is another massive boost that can totally evolve your prompts. So there are tons of different ways up the mountain here. I completely agree with what you're saying. And yeah, I'm on the same boat. I really think remixing and kind of making things your own and making things original is the best way to actually crush on Etsy. But thank you for the comments. Next up from Cupcake Cottage, blah colors. Well, thank you for that, Cupcake. We can't all have the coolest name on YouTube. I will say muted colors tend to absolutely crush in that vintage space on Etsy, but to each their own. Next up from Sharon. As an artist, I completely repudiate this trend. And then we got a response from Gizm. I understand you, but this is not even the future. It is the present. When we mix the art and technology, we are even getting better because not everyone can make this kind of prints. Ooh, so this is a hot one. But the funny thing is we've actually seen this before. So I've mentioned this in a different video, but the AI art trend is following the exact same cyclical pattern as photography did about 150 years ago. Photography was completely repudiated by the art community because it didn't seem like real art. It seemed like cheating, right? And so it became this whole fiery situation, but eventually they both kind of carved out their own lanes. Photography lives over here, art lives over here, and they mix and match every now and again. But at the end of the day, they both exist. I think a lot of the feelings come from fear that maybe something is going to replace something else, but it almost never does. In fact, they both stand on their own and usually make the entire industry stronger as a result. So that's just my 2 cents, but I actually love this comment because it's completely true. These tools are giving people access to the art world that never would have had access regardless. And I don't know, I think that's pretty cool. But either way, a bit of a spicy one there. Next up from Vintage Soul. Hey Alec, I find myself binging your videos. I have a question for you. Why don't you use zip files for file delivery in your listings? Isn't there a limit on the number of files you can have per listing? So this is a really great question, and this is a bit more of a techie question here. Essentially, JPEGs are already compressed. They already do a bit of a sneaky file compression algorithm to save file size, but still make designs beautiful. And so because of this, like you could try this yourself. If you have 5 JPEGs, add up the sizes of all of them, and then put them into a zip folder. What you'll find is it's almost exactly the same, whether they're unzipped or zipped, because at the end of the day, you just can't really compress a JPEG any more than it already is. It's just the way these file types handle their algorithms, honestly probably above my pay grade. But at the end of the day, a lot of sellers end up using Google Drive, so you can attach infinitely many files to your listing, and they all just get connected by a PDF with a link to Google Drive. But that's a great question, so thank you for that. Next up from Chris B. Hello, do your softwares will for different product types like tumblers and t-shirts? So do your softwares work for different product types like tumblers and t-shirts? And actually, as of today, that is a yes for tumblers. In my premium community, the AI Art Sellers Collective, we just released a massive update to Tempest and Downpour, the Etsy automation system. And with the Tempest script 3.0, we officially 5x'd the number of products that we support. So not only does the automation support wall art, which is sort of the bread and butter of the entire community, but it also supports clip art, mockup shops, junk journals, and Tumblr apps. The automation even automates Photoshop's AI to create a seamless fill so the edges kind of combine together to make a seamless Tumblr wrap. Plus all kinds of other stuff like background removal for clip art, inserting different art designs into your mockups for your mockup shop. Plus, of course, the regular wall art setup for cropping, upscaling, mocking up, and uploading everything to Etsy. So I'm super proud of that. We just released that in the AI Art Sellers Collective, so feel free to check it out if you want to start automating. And I think that's actually a great place to end it for today. We had some great questions, some really positive ones and a couple spicy ones, but I love it. I really pride myself on hearing exactly what's working and not working for sellers right now. So I just really appreciate all the engagement and the comments. And as you're watching this, if you have any questions whatsoever, please leave a comment below this video. I'll get to it live in a video just like this, but until then, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.